Hey, welcome back to New England Fire Cooking. I'm Aaron Higgins. Today, I want to show you guys how I like to do a savory style pork belly on the smoker. Now, when people think of pork belly on the smoker, pork belly burnt ends usually comes to mind. I love pork belly burnt ends, they're great. But if you haven't tried savory, low and slow pork belly on the grill yet, I'm telling you, you gotta give this a shot. So what I have here is a pork belly. It's about 2 pounds. So on the skin side, I just cut some cross hatches on it. All right, I patted it dry with a paper towel. This is pretty dry. And what I want to do is I want to come over here to the meat side, and right here in this bowl I've got some Italian seasoning, and all this is salt, basil, and garlic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply a good coat of Italian seasonings to this. Okay, now what I want to do on this side is I got a little bit of olive oil here, and I'm just going to dredge this basting brush through it, and I'm going to do a pretty light coat. I'm not going to go too crazy, just a light coat of olive oil on the skin. Okay, the whole idea here is you want to try to get the skin crispy. We're going to do everything we can to get that, because that is the best part. Good Italian pork belly, I gotta tell you. So once you got some oil on there, we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna come back over with our Italian seasonings. We're gonna get right on there. Salt especially. If you don't have Italian seasonings, at the very least, what you wanna do is you wanna do cross hatches, and then you wanna do olive oil, and then salt. Even if you don't season the underside, or you're going to season the underside with something else, you know, you still want to do at the very least olive oil and salt on the skin side. It's very important. So now we're going to work that salt right in. You want to make sure that you're really getting all those crevasses. Just press it right in. If you need to add more, add more. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this in the fridge, and we're gonna let it hang out. And you can do this overnight. You can do this 2 or 3 days in advance. The longer you let it hang out in the fridge uncovered, the drier that skin is gonna be, which means the crispier it's gonna be when you're done. Okay, so here we have our pork belly. It's been sitting in the fridge for 2 days uncovered. And these marks, these dark discoloration, means that this skin is starting to dry out, which is good. But what we want to do is we want to give it a quick sear. Got the char griller Smoking Champ fired up, and as you can see, I got this bed of charcoal here, and I've got that raised all the way up. Got to keep everything really hot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sear the skin side. And this will put a little bit of color on it, and it'll help lock in some of the flavor. I'm just going to give it a quick press. Olive oil, with some fennel, some chopped garlic, and we're just going to get this browned up. This will cook very quickly. And now, what we want to do is we want to get this seared pork belly in there, and now white wine. When you do this on the grill, it's incredibly hot. So it won't take long for these vegetables to cook, and it won't take long for the alcohol to burn off in the white wine. So now the next thing you want to do, chicken stock. And you want to fill this so it's just below the skin on your pork belly. And you want to bring it to a boil. As you're bringing your braising liquid to a boil, throw in some fresh bay leaves. So while we're letting this come up to a boil, we've got our Traeger Pro 34 fired up, and this is what's going to do our slow roast. Once everything's at a boil, we want to get it right in the Traeger. And then what we want to do is we want to go for about 2.5 hours at 350 degrees. If you just have a charcoal grill or something to do the sear, something like that, that'll put plenty of char flavor into the pork belly. You can always do this in your oven. But it's a beautiful day, and once again, this is New England Fire Cooking. We're going with the Traeger. Get it closed, let it roll. Okay, after about 2.5 hours, your pork belly should be ready to slice and eat. Hey guys, little impromptu video here today. As you can see, I'm not in my New England Fire Cooking regalia, and that's okay because we have this incredibly awesome smelling 2-pound pork belly. Italian style. Okay, a lot of people think pork belly burnt ends when you think barbecue. No, this is Italian style, slow roasted. We use the char griller smoking champ to do a good sear on it. Get our cast iron nice and hot, do our fennel, do our garlic, get our pork belly in there, get the bay leaves in there, get the stock in there, get the white wine in there, and just create a really nice braising liquid, bring it back up to a boil, and then it went right on the Traeger for about 2.5 hours. And now I'm about to get down on some pork belly. So what I'm gonna do here is I gotta take a quick gander at the way that this meat runs, and then I'm gonna cut across it. Okay, and this knife is literally, guys, falling through this meat. It's unbelievable how tender this is. I mean, you really can't get any better. A little pork belly. I'm gonna cube this, and this is gonna be absolutely delicious. Here. I'm gonna go in right here. Oh my God. Might as well take what's on my fork. Got a nice crispy piece of skin in this meat. This is melt in your mouth, Italian style pork belly. You just cannot go wrong. Bacon, 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 bacon. And I couldn't be happier. You just really can't beat this. I mean, you're talking about a very cheap cut of meat, but when you do it the right way, it's just absolutely outstanding. Pork belly burnt ends are great. I love pork belly burnt ends, total barbecue style. But if you want to go a la savory, the Italian way is just absolutely marvelous. This crispy skin. The fat just melts. It just melts. You cannot go wrong. Telling you guys, you gotta give this a shot. You totally do. If you don't have a Traeger or something like that, do it in your oven. You'll be glad you did. Trust me, you'll be glad you did. This is so delicious. Just such a nice crackling on top. This will blow the hair back on anybody, unless you're a vegan, in which they should reevaluate their life. Anyway, guys, if you like this, if you like seeing this type of deliciousness, give us a subscribe. Check us out on Instagram, check us out on Facebook. We're on TikTok now. We're gonna try to throw some shorts up there for you. Thanks for hanging out with us today. We'll see you next time.